No worries.
Hello and welcome along to another edition of From the Toll podcast. It's myself, Tobias Sugmas, also known as Toby. We've got none other than Brian Blair on tonight. Brian, thank you very much for taking the time and coming back on to another episode of the podcast.
Oh, no worries, Toby.
So Brian, for people that don't know, Brian's an ex-player, ex-coach, ex-manager, and now is the head of all communications today with Finnart, the academy, the senior, the 20's, the seniors, and basically running the club in general, mate. So you're head for everything now. Whereas it used to just be football, now it's everything.
Well, obviously, Toby, people behind the scenes know I was kind of doing most of that plus managing. And obviously, that was the main reason I had to step back because it's just too much, especially what's happening behind the scenes with us as a club and how big we are. And there's just so much that happens behind the scenes and meetings during the week and everything. And I just found it was going to be hard to try and work with the first team because it's not a full-time job at the best of times running a senior team.
You're juggling everything. So, as you say, obviously take a wee step back. We'll come up. We'll talk about the seniors later on as well. So just done a set, so we're going to be talking about everything for basically mini kickers all the way straight through. Get out the academy teams, the girls, the boys, into our 20's development, and then onto the senior. And we'll touch a wee bit as well about maybe facility-wise and how we're getting on with that, or how we're not getting on with it, or what the plans are, just to try and keep people in the loop. Because obviously people are asking what's happening. They know we've got that opportunity, and they think, same with everything, you think, oh, we've got this, oh, what's happening now? Is that not ready yet? Rome wasn't built in a day, but there's Finnart's football part, know what I mean? So, mini kickers, so anybody that's not clued up mini kickers is the start yet. That's when the kids come in, have no experience with football, and then they get brought along and they turn up, whether it be a Friday or whatever night it might well be. I remember the mini kickers started years ago. You know what I mean? People want to go ice cream vans and calling you Dan or that, and you're like, no, and then calling you sir, as if you're their teacher.
I know.
That was great back in the day, and like people like your dad, Woody, Dougs, yourself, myself, Jamie, and all that. All the people have went through that. I think, mate,
big wing to go involved in it.
Aye, mate. Everybody who's been a player at Finnart at one point or been something to do with Finnart's had the opportunity to experience that mini kickers and pull your hair out your head.
Mayhem.
Yep. So it's a wee bit about coaching, but more importantly, it's about giving the kids opportunity to play football and enjoy the game. Brian, do you want to give us a wee bit more into that, a wee bit more example? So, what is it? Where does it start? Who does it? Is there cost? What's the time, sessions, venues? You can take
the mini kickers since we've tied down the Glasgow Green, the 5-a-side part. So the mini kickers happens on a Thursday night, and the good thing is, obviously, my dad started the club. So the mini kickers is a Thursday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. down at Glasgow Green, and it's only £2. So I think he used to take £1 when he first started. And we lost money out of mini kickers, but it's not about money. It's just about getting kids to start with. You never know what happens. I think the good thing out of mini kickers is my dad told me last week a parent came up to him and actually thanked him because I think his boy started for the mini kickers for that and he's just signed with Celtic. I think it's in the under 10s, whatever, still young. But all started down at Glasgow Green and 6'7" with my dad. So the good thing is about the club is obviously my dad's starting every single team basically, and that's where he gets his enjoyment out of it.
It's for the bottom to the top. He's got a wee foot in the door, a wee hand with him. So and he's it's not an easy job. Not I mean, as you say there, we've got for instance the boys mini kickers. What is that? We've got 15 kids here. 15 kids. And obviously your dad's the coach and only coach here. Friday night, would you say that was a Friday night then?
That's a Thursday. So it's a Thursday night, 6 o'clock to 7. And obviously, recently in the last couple of months, I've started the girls only mini kickers too, to go alongside the boys' academy. So that's on a Friday night for girls. And it's ages between 3 to 5, 3 to 6. And that's with the boys and girls. So if anybody's listening to this and want involved, then the opportunity's there to see their kids want to enjoy football first and foremost, and see what it takes them to.
No, that's it, mate. So numbers across the board for that really help. Obviously, we've got 10 girls as well, and there's a few coaches there doing that, and that'll build bigger, because we've seen that the Girls Academy has took off, and we'll touch on that as well later on. It's took off that much that we're losing things, but realistically, it's brought and I think you see that getting them at that age as well, just giving them fun, giving them an opportunity to run about with a ball and enjoy football and getting a wee bit of understanding of the game. It was really good. On to the Girls Academy, mate. Obviously, Robert Kennedy was instrumental in setting that up and getting it started. And now it's John and who is it? It's now it's taking it, John and
Shelley.
Right,
Shelley.
Shelley's taking it. The Girls Academy is looking good, mate. What can we say about that? Know what I mean?
It's been great, and obviously I've lost so many girls this year out it to all different teams. If it's from Morton to Motherwell to Rangers, Kilmarnock, yeah, we've lost so many, which is great for the academy and for the girls. But it can get hard because it gets that age. Obviously, we've got 8-year-olds under, and the 10s under, 12s, the 14s up to the under 16s.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a pathway. We're trying to build a pathway into one time having our first senior women's team, which would be great. And obviously that's a goal for the women's section, or girls section, whatever you want to call it, to have that their own senior team to look up to.
I mean, we've got, obviously, you said there, under 10s. So the under 10s get 4 teams, and there's 30 players in that under 10s bracket, 6 coaches. Yep. And then you touched on the under 12s again, great numbers, 34 players, 6 coaches. We're under 14s, get 18 players, comes with 3 coaches, and then we're under 16 girls squad, also is 18 players and 3 coaches. So that's massive, mate. You add that up, 110 girls, 21 coaches, and what is still new, a new infrastructure to us as a club. We've always been predominantly boys or been male orientated, because football was seen to be like that. But now, with the world changing and the girls getting a lot more, attention, a lot more publicity in that, and it's only building. And some of the girls previously were playing in the boys' team. You know what I mean? It was we're getting to that. Now they've got the opportunity to play alongside girls as well. And I'm not saying it's better for them, but it probably is better for the ones who were playing football for a while before they went into the girls' team, because they're coming now. They've been toughened up. They've been playing against boys who are technically and physically maybe a bit better skill, a bit more powerful, just attribute-wise, that. But I just think that the girls is coming on leaps and bounds. As you say, it's very hard to keep, especially if a pro side are coming along, or a senior development side are coming along and offering your girl opportunity, maybe like being the ball girl or being a mascot and things like that. Sorry, perks that they can give the kids as well and the parents. But John and Shelley, obviously that's your baby now. They take that on and it's only growing. And us as a club, you know that yourself, we need to get behind that and support them. And that's what we're doing. You were speaking earlier about strips. You want to comment on that? What you're hoping to do there?
Aye, it's just obviously an idea. Obviously, my wee girl's obviously joined the mini kickers stuff for that, and she's been playing football for maybe a year. She's only 6, but she loves it. And just what I've noticed that when she's enjoying training, it's just, I feel, because of how quick the girls are growing and stuff like that, obviously it's been passed down strips or whatever, but it seems when they're passing up, the girls are going up levels, they're all got different training stuff and different strips. So I know Shelley and that's been asking for sponsors. So if anybody's listening to this and can step up and help towards anything towards the Girls Academy, we'd be more than welcome. It's just to try and get them all in the same stuff and training. I'm not turning up in different kit, because it's not something that I like seeing. when I see that, to be honest. I want everybody that's associated with Finnart wearing Finnart stuff. And it's just something the last few weeks I've noticed.
Aye, because if you turn up, you know what I'm going to say here. Because if you turn up at any facility and there's a Finnart team playing, you can spot them a mile away with the strip. But we could used to spot us a mile away with the strip. But now there's a lot of teams of sort of wearing the black and blue that we were. Like we always they do it, know what I mean, so to speak. And predominantly, you could always tell if an art team for quite a distance. If you turn up to a facility and you knew they were playing there, you knew what picture right away as soon as you seen the strip. So, if there's any prospective businesses or people out there with opportunity to try and support the girls and give them a wee bit of money to help them with their training kit and a new kit, it really is appreciated. You just give us a wee shout on the number below. It's going across the screen. And for guys just listening, it's 07486 583 505. Or contact the page directly as well, with the Facebook seniors page. Or if you know anybody, any coaches or that, just ask them, and I'm sure they'll pass on a number where you can contact one of our coaches.
And that's at any level. Any helps. It doesn't have to be sponsor the full Girls Academy, because I know that's quite a lot of money. But if they want to sponsor a certain age group, we're more than welcome to listen to try and help them.
Aye. All the years, mate, teams are building and progressing. You need to look, obviously, at the numbers that we're talking about, the girls moving on to the other clubs. And it's hard for us to try and maintain and keep these squads here. And that's what happens if your success, your product, you're in success. I mean, you're getting better. The guys, I mean, there's St Mulville's Academy, for instance, I think they had 9 players in the girls' team.
They won a wee cup, didn't they?
I mean, so nine players for Finnart, I'm sure it was in that squad that won the cup. So absolutely fantastic. And that's great for us, and it's great for the school as well, that they can, because then you're taking your girls' football is then taken into your school football as well. So the school benefits for obviously our coaches that as well. But it's so much so that it shows that the girls are actually being scouted by the professional clubs as well. So fair play to the guys for that. But we talk about funding and all, Brian, and it's no cheap. But we always say that tracksuits, your match day costs as well. But we'll touch on that later on when we go into the boys' academy, and then we can get a round figure. Girls, as I say, we know that really took care, Brian, but what we need to do is give them as much focus as possible what we've gave the boys earlier year. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we're not, because it's just sort of, as you said, it just took off. It's caught its own hop, to speak, because we started off with like one team, and then before you know it, we've got like 4 different age groups and 6 different teams and all that, and it's really building. So absolutely fantastic with that. And obviously the guys that are doing it, we take our hat off to them. We'll talk about volunteering as well a wee bit later on. But same and all, we're looking for a sponsor for the podcast, but I would rather the team's got a sponsor first. The podcast can always be done at a later date. And we've got over 12,000 people on the social followers across all the social media accounts as well. So you're only going to get your business out there as well. And that's pretty much it on that basis. Moving forward into the boys' academy, Brian, been going a lot longer than the girls, obviously. A lot more structured, a lot more settled. We've had teams for years. We were talking about it last night. I mean, we've got guys that have been there for 5, 6, 7 till now in the 20s, and some of them are breaking into the first team. So absolutely fantastic for us for that point of view. It showed that through time the pathway it's worked, because these kids started with us and now they're adults, and they're getting their opportunity into the first team. So Ellie's Academy, with a few players as well going and signed professionally with clubs, and we've even sent players to the summer camp in Spain, which was an amazing opportunity for not just for the players, but also for the guys that went with them, the coaches and the volunteers that went along, to see that what it was happening earlier, how it was done, how it was put across, and how they get that opportunity was fantastic. Brian, can you tell us a wee bit more about that opportunity and how it came about?
Well, it came about obviously behind the scenes for the last few years. I've been working with a couple of people to help us with applications and stuff like that, and funding applications. And Neil and Bally contacted myself and Gary and said there's an opportunity I might be able to put an application forward to try and get under 16th team towards Tenerife for 2 weeks. Was it 2 weeks totally when it was 2 weeks, all expenses paid, and it's an experience for them. And it was an unbelievable opportunity for them, because you're talking about some of the kids that went. That was the first time they've travelled in an aeroplane. So it's memories I made. And I think it was 16 players and 4 coaches went. and I think they had the time of their life, to be honest. But I think obviously my dad was with him, so he was probably more stricter than what the boys would have liked to get a wee bit off the leash. And you know him, he didn't allow that at all, because if you're representing Finnart, then it doesn't matter where you are. And that was his main thing. As long as nothing comes back on Finnart, then he was still letting them enjoy themselves. And they went there and played against teams from Tenerife, and they went to games and stuff, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So it's a memory for a lifetime for some of them.
You see, that came about through like Neil and that putting in for the funding. Obviously, that stopped. It was a government scheme. It was, and obviously the funding's been stopped.
I can't remember the name of the name, but it's stopped at the moment. I don't know if it will come back. Obviously, we know how tight the funding is all over the place. But if that opportunity comes again, it's hopefully it's doable for us as a club.
We've done it once, so we'll be looking to try and replicate it again and get as many young players out there to experience that as well. Not just getting coached abroad and playing abroad and different experiences.
It's all about memories that we talk about, because he'll talk about that 20-year time. Remember that trip we got about Tenerife?
And that's it. Football, you get friends for life through football. Even doesn't matter if you move on to different teams, you've still got that. Like even like if boys are leaving us and they're going on to a different team, they still have that relationship with the guys that they've left. You know what I mean? They'll come and watch. If they're not playing themselves and we're playing, they'll come and watch us. You know what I mean? So it's really good that.
Well, you've noticed that. That's what I've noticed this season, Toby. Obviously, I'm taking a step back and stuff when I'm storming your cell or whatever. So many ex-players are coming out to watch him. In the last few games, I've noticed, if it's up at Shelton Juniors or Glasgow United, or it's been at Springburn, it's been a lot of our ex-players who I've either played with, coached, or whatever, it's coming out and watching us, which is great.
You see that the guys coming back and supporting the next generation as well. And I feel that as if and when it's going to happen, well, we know it's going to happen, it's just a matter of time when it does happen. We get the facility and it's within our catchment area, so to speak. We'll definitely be getting a lot more spectators attending games for the local area as well, because the guys will come along and support ex-players and all that. I mean, it's just unfortunate where we are. It's no ideal transport-wise. And up at Shelton at Greenfield Park with the Glasgow United situation, when we shared that for the start of the season, was really good, because we did have a good few numbers up there. I mean, because the bus links are better and it's local to the people and that. But that's a thing for another day. Talking about the boys team, we've got over 420 kids in the academy. That's been doing a wee bit. We'll talk about that. It's due to things happening, but we've got over 70 dedicated coaches for the teams and the squads that we have got at the moment. As I say, we've lost a few teams due to changing circumstances with coaches. Work will always come first. We always say that, even to the players. Football is brilliant. It's your pastime. It's not your life, but you know what I mean, if you're working, your family, something happens, that comes first and foremost. But obviously, Finnart's a big family as well. We will try and help as much as possible with that. 10 teams, as I say, 10 teams, but some of the teams have also, 10 age groups.
2, 3, 4.
And 4 teams within that age group. You've got the Blues, the Blacks, the Whites, as we were calling them. But they're called New Development, Intermediate and Advanced through the league structure and that. Various different age groups. As if everything, Brian, just touched it there. Coaches, we've got over 70, but we'll get over, what is it, 90? We've got the girls ones as well. So we've got something like 100 coaches, just under 100 coaches.
I think it's 96 or something. No.
Across the full board. And see, without the guys and the women, we wouldn't be where we are, because this is where you come into as well, mate. Everything we do, we rely on coaches getting up their free time, getting up their family time, coming straight for work. Like last night, the boys coming straight for, everybody's going straight to a meeting for their work, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. People don't see that, Toby. Obviously, you were there last night too.
You're out 3-4 times.
It's not stop.
You know what I mean? So you could have maybe training. So, for instance, just say like you're training 2 nights a week, you've got a game on the Saturday, or you're like for instance, like Danny and John, right? We're senior, and you were the same last season. You had 2 nights of training. Friday you're away watching the 20's, and Saturday you've got your in game, and Sunday now you've got the Ranges playing. You're away to the football we are. So you're out 4 times, and it's like an understanding. And some of our women are great, because they let you go and do it. They know what it's all about. They know you're passionate about it. And we take one after them, because if we put there's help and support as well for that when they be in a position they are. You know what I mean? So
totally.
How would you sum that up, Brian? Being an ex-player, an ex-coach, a manager, and now a parent to a kid within the academy, What was that
Well,
like in your lifetime? Your life trying to do all that, juggle all that, plus do a full-time job, mate?
I'll tell you one thing, it was hard, Toby, but you're right, you're spot on what you're saying. It was you're down to your partner, innit? Obviously, I've been stuck in the house with my dad and my ma for years, so I've kind of rolled into my dad's role, going through it, and Laura's like, you better not do that, but I think she's kind of accepted it, how much, but with me taking a wee step back this year has been helpful regarding Amelia, my kid, because I can spend a lot more time with her, because what that frees me up is my 2 nights. I don't need to worry about the 2 nights training, so just free me up with 2 nights has really helped me spend more time with the Wayne, and whatever she wants to do with herself, I can go to clubs or do whatever. Football, it's football, innit? It's football daft. Or she would come down. Honestly, she would want me to go down and take her training. You've seen that at the games on a Saturday. She loves it. And that's the biggest thing. It's something I grew up with. I was the one that stuck with my dad going through it, following him everywhere. At games and stuff, because probably he missed a bit of my football with Finnart. Like when I played on a Sunday, back in the day, Finnart played on a Sunday, so he didn't really see me playing until probably I went senior. But boys club and that, he would have missed quite a lot of that. I trained just during the week.
That's it.
So he missed a lot of my boys club days. But now I can give a wee bit back. But talk about how hard it is. It is really hard, especially when you've got a full-time job, at shifts. Then obviously I've had a couple of businesses, you know that, Toby, alongside a full-time job. A couple of businesses, and try to do everything with Finnart. It's difficult, but it's just about trying to manage it. But it all comes down to your partner and your wife or girlfriends or whatever for volunteers. But sometimes you need to understand you do get enjoyment out of it, but Toby, let's be honest. If you didn't get a bit of enjoyment out of it, or you seen the kids look for coaches and you seen the kids improving, that gives you a wee bit back. As a coach, as a manager, or even as a player was slightly different. So all I think I concentrated was make sure I was at training and played on a Saturday or Sunday, whenever it was. But obviously I went into the coaching side of it. But even back then, Toby, when you know yourself, when I played on a Saturday, I was coaching on a Sunday.
Aye, doing the 20's, isn't it?
Aye, so obviously I had Wilson that played with for years. I coached him and all that for years. So it's been an enjoyment to me coaching. It's not if it's been a chore. It's been something I've really enjoyed and all the years, and I think enjoyment's the biggest thing. When you stop enjoying something, that's when you need to change or try and get help in or something.
And see, I know you were saying there, like, give up their time and all that, and I know a lot of parents give up their time as well to come along and support the kids and take away and do that. But what I always say to them is just have a wee bit of mindset that like yourself, like Brian or me or one of the coaches, whoever your team is, just try and remember that these guys are giving up their time for free. They're not getting paid for it. You know what I mean? Before you, and it's hard because if your kids not getting the right game time, or you think they're not getting enough game time, or they're playing out of position, then that's something that don't speak about it at that time. Give the coach a day or whatever, then contact them. You know what I mean? Don't approach them during a game or after a game. You know what I mean? When you've maybe got your blood's a wee bit boiled, or you're a wee bit uptight about it, or you're just try and let it simmer down a wee bit and then speak to them regarding it, because the coach isn't making a decision to upset the child, making a decision what they think is the correct decision for the team and giving the kid the opportunity as well. So if they're saying your wee guy's a right back or a right mid, they must be seeing him as a right back and a right mid, but you're wanting to play a striker. And this is the big thing. Like, not every parent understands the game. They just want the way to go and score goals, or they want them to play there. And some kids want to play up front. We all want to be strikers at one point in our life, but realistically, just let the coach.
Well, that's a good thing, Toby. That's probably the biggest problem at the moment. I've realised this year we're taking a step back and getting involved in more that side of it. With Gary and dealing with obviously parents complaining about things, because most teams have all got 1, 2 or 3 teams. Some of them will get 6. So there's a level for every kid basically, because kids develop at different stages. Let's be honest. There's kids that are big, kids that are small. Then suddenly they stay at that size and these kids start growing, so the development's different. But parents don't accept when their kids are said, right, go down to a development team. They'll probably enjoy it more, develop there at that level.
Progression.
Going down a level doesn't mean you're not going to go back up. The kids are being started 11-a-side games, and that's happening. It's just about the develop. Kids could all develop at different levels, but parents, what I see, which I'm actually witnessing now, is I think they just try and expect their child to be the best of the best right now, and it'll never going to happen. But every parent probably thinks that. I'm a different mindset completely because every kid develops different at different times.
See, as long as they're enjoying the football, does it really matter what level they're playing at? If they're enjoying it and they're getting game time progression, and their progression, as in they're getting more skillful, they're getting more technical, they're understanding their game's getting better. If they drop down that level, then that's the level that they know. But as you say, in 4 months, 5 months' time, they take a stage, or they've actually understanding the game more. They go back up to the next team, and then before you know it, they're pushing a place. I mean, for instance, we had a team last year who were the same age group, one league, one of the B or the one below, say, so the blue and the blacks. I don't call them development manager. So say we're blacks are in the top league, the blue are in the league below. The Blues have won the league.
Yeah.
They're the team for me. Although the other team won 4, that team coming up is now the team where people are looking and going, hold on a minute, they're actually really good, because players stepped down a wee bit to find themselves. And as soon as 4 or 5 players went down, that team started getting better because they played as a unit, they knew each other, and they started getting a wee different coaching. Maybe that's what it takes. Sometimes we were speaking about it last night. No, just a different coaching aspect. So you've been with me for 6 years and I've been telling the same stuff, you're not listening, but you go to you and you're telling them the same stuff I was telling them, and they say, hold on, 2 coaches can't bring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we spoke about it last night at a wee meeting, didn't we?
So we did, that's it. So it's great. Listen, we'll never ask your parents to come along to the football, because without the parents, the kids will not make it to the games, and some kids' parents pick up 2 and 3 wins because other parents haven't got transport, and without them, that is an invaluable service we've got. Our parents are involved, can't be replaced. But just as I'm saying, just be a wee bit mindful when we're approaching it. So we've got the boys' club. We're talking about it. The numbers wise, couldn't get a better insight to this, mate. We've got teams for 2009s to the 2018s. 2009s, 2 teams, 44 players, 6 coaches. 2011, 3 teams, 60 players and 9 coaches. 2012, 2 teams, 40 players, 6 coaches. 2013s, 3 teams, 60 players, 9 coaches. 2014, 15 players with 3 coaches. 2015s, 4 teams, 52 players and 8 coaches. 2016s, we've got 6 teams, 74 players and 12 coaches. 2017s, 2 teams, 25 players, 6 coaches. 2018s, 2 teams, 15 players and 6 coaches. Now, that, mate, the numbers are absolutely outstanding, Brian. And the logistics you try to sort tearing out, booking pitches, getting facilities week to week. And all right, we've got small-sided games, which is really good because they all go to a specific facility.
Yeah.
For 4 or 7s or 9 sides. So they're pigeonholed into maybe just for talking shit, just say Tory Glen, Greenfield and the Green. That's the 3 parts that they use. Just say for talking. I know it's not, it's maybe one of them or whatever, but how do we work out, Brian? How do we facilitate 20 odd teams into training for a week?
Well, obviously that was a problem. My dad's been dealing with that for years, hasn't he? Trying to get the let sorted down at Glasgow Green. But the way I've kind of worked it this year is obviously the girls were down at Glasgow Green, but now we've tied them all together because they were training all over the place. Some down at Green, some at Greenfield, some at Whitehall. So now they're at Crown Point. So we've tied down all the lets at Crown Point for them. So that taking a big section away from lets. Then we had obviously the 2013s, because they've got 3 11-a-side teams. They have managed to get a let at East Bank School. It covers them, so they can take the full park there, which was cleared up more lets at Glasgow Green for teams. The 2016s, who are at Greenfield, and I think they're maybe, it wouldn't surprise me, like half a full part or half a part or something, because what they're saying, 74 players they've got. But that breaks into, I think 4 of the teams are at Greenfield and 2 of the teams are at the Palace of Arts up at Govan. So that's how far we've spread it out. And with the 2015s, We've got teams at Glasgow Green and we've got teams up at Budhull, Glasgow Girls Park, that train there. So that's how there's 4 2015's team. Now, because I've just taken over another, I think it was roughly 80 kids or something, for another academy. So we've just taken that over. And it's getting bigger and bigger, Toby. And roughly, I talk about costings and stuff. The costings work out.
Before you go into costings, you just said it there. We've took on, as an academy, I think we took on these extra 80 kids. That's because we want the kids to play football. We want to give them opportunity. We don't want to turn people away. So rather than say we're full, like we'll bring you in, we'll bring you under the Finnart banner and bring your coaches in as well, and we'll support you. People don't see that side of it. You know what I mean? They don't see that we're opening the door up and there's a place for everybody. If we go back to it again, levels, everybody's at a different level, everybody's at a different speed of learning, and so we'll always have the door open. And I always say this, and all you say to yourself, when somebody leaves, the door is always open for them to come back, because everybody deserves a chance to play football. You know what I mean?
Because even at this, Toby, what I'm looking at now on the paper, the 2017s and 2018s, they've got more kids training with them at the moment. What the problem is we need more coaches at that level. So see if we got another 2 or 3 coaches at 2017, 2018s, we'd actually have more teams again.
So there you go. If anybody's got a burning desire to get a tracksuit on and start coaching the kids, get in touch, because we're always looking for coaches. We'll help you with that as well. We'll get you sort of do your coaches
disclosure and your badges and first aid and stuff.
Yep, can get all that. So we're going to go into total figures, Brian. So I mean, for a team, just let's say the 2016s, right? What is the general cost for that? 6 teams they've got for training to match day and a referee.
Well, obviously, the 2016 level, they pay like a game fees a quarter. So say it's roughly £360 every quarter. I'm not exactly, but something like that. So they pay that every quarter, and it might be more than that. I think that's one team. So I don't know the exact price, but it's something. It would be something along that lines what they need to pay out. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's towards already teams now. It's at the £600-700 mark every quarter. Then their training lets, you're talking about upwards of 400-500, probably more than that. It'll probably be about £600-700 a month. They'll be in fees. Then, in top of that, you're talking about your training stuff. You're just talking about balls, everything we're trying to get, your bibs. Then you're talking about the kids getting kitted out with all the training stuff, the match day stuff. Obviously, we can see it's coming into winter. So now it's going to be into your Tammies, so roughly I've done a full costing, Toby, right? You asked me to just have a quick look at it. You're talking about our full academy, including the girls, you won't, over a year, it's probably running, what we would need is $100,000 a year, Toby. It's no far off that. If I broke down individual costings for everything, it wouldn't be far off $100,000 a year.
So £100,000, right? Imagine now if Finnart had their own facility, right, up and running.
Yep.
Well, people always talk about it. That your income generating that sort of money.
Year
in year. Just thinking that we could be upgrade the upkeep of your facilities. You could be improving your facilities. You could be improving your teams. You could be improving your equipment. Everything it has a running cost, but it has a rolling action to the point where you'll get bills to pay. You maybe have wages. Well, you will have wages because we know that. Because if you run your own facility, you're going to need to put people in their places, and that's a big thing as well. Getting the right people at the right place at the right time. Guys that understand the running of the facility and the booking system, because the booking system isn't easy. People think it's like you just phone up and book a park, but as we've found out early years, and you're finding out the new, and your dad's new, and we other people we know who's running facilities, it's not as easy as it sounds. You need to put a product needs to be put in place to sort that booking scheduling it. So all your figures, I spoke about it, generating enough money to cover all the staff, the facilities, the general upkeep. But then you've got a facility that can be used to deliver a wider opportunity.
Well, that's the main thing for our in facility, Toby. It's not just for football, it's for community use. And that's a big pusher because obviously where we will be getting a home is it's an East End and it will be getting used. I want it to get used from 10 in the morning all the way up to 10 at night.
Yep.
It'll be different things. It's not going to be football all the time, but you're talking about over 60s football, walking football, stuff like that, dementia groups, mental health groups.
Your toddlers groups, things like that, youth club, maybe could use the facility. You've got a variety of mental health organisations might hire it. You can hire the building out for first aid training, you can hire it out to individual groups. If it's got obviously if the facility is good enough, it could be used for a function, for presentation dances.
That's my goal in it, Toby. We spoke about that.
I mean, so you've got all this opportunity there, and that all comes from having your own facility. And then we know for a fact that we're bringing in roughly £100,000 a year. Know what I mean? Minimum, basically, because if we get our own facility, things start growing. We can start. I'm not saying we're going to start charging more, but what we're doing is we're going to have opportunity to use the facility for more things rather than just football, as you said it. Maybe linking with other organisations to provide a service to them as well.
You thought about you would want to organise with schools and colleges and stuff like that. I would love to use the facilities for that.
Yep, that's it. So they could be using it Monday to Friday for their curriculum. Know what I mean? During the day.
Yep, totally.
And obviously, we'll have maybe training rooms there where they can go in and they can do classroom study, and then they can go out and do practical in the park. If they're even like referee, like coaching and things like that, if coaching in the game, people going through their badges, first aid training, all these different certificated courses, we could have that facility there, which can be let out and used throughout the day. So it's a massive, massive opportunity, Brian. And just on that, can you explain to us a wee bit more? So everybody's heard the words Amoree. We've all heard the words Amoree, and we've had it now for a month. How's there no a pitch built? How's there nothing happening? How we no playing in it? Why is the floodlights not being installed? How's the pitch not been moved? How's there no a store in place? I'm like, my God, it's Subbuteo here. We've got a pitch here night, and or we've got a let for a look to go and follow, and people are turning and saying, "Well, how have you not started on it yet?" What is the plan then? What is obviously the reason being we can't build it is because we don't own it.
Yeah.
Technically, we don't own it.
Well, basically, right now, obviously we've been working the council for, I don't know, I think it's over 10 years now.
2011, I think was the first entertained about the green.
So there you go, it's been that long. So obviously this opportunity came after Crown Point. I don't like going on too much about Crown Point, to be honest, but after that, this opportunity came about looking at this Amoree, which I knew it's just off Tollcross Road. And it's 1.56 hectares, if that makes any sense to anybody. It's roughly 2.98 acres, which it used to be a grass park, but there's no change facilities there, no floodlights, nothing like that. So when we went first seen it, the opportunity came, and it was from the council just kind of speaking to us. We said, right, we don't want any more politics behind it. We want to buy it, we want to purchase it. What's the best way and what's the quickest way we can do this? So that's where we've been. To do this, we've signed the lease. So we've got a rolling lease, a 3-4 year at the moment. Obviously, with a short-term lease, you can't do anything with it. But the day we sign the lease over is the day we put in the offer. Mm-hmm. So my dad signed the lease, and the day we done that with a lawyer, we put the offer in that same day to the council. So obviously, there's a chain that needs to go through. So I'm hoping I've said to us it's going to get accepted, whatever offer, but it's just about how much it's going to be. That's basically it's sitting at the moment. So it is going to get accepted. City property on the grass pitch. So that is what we're purchasing right now. So hopefully in the next 3-4 weeks that's signed and sealed and delivered on that. Then after that, we've started the pre-planning of it already. Yep. The pre-planning is basically we're put in to see for floodlights, changing the grass to an astro, fencing, and communal changing facilities, basically, we want to call it that, a communion building, which basically you just need a building warrant for that because it's going to be removable objects with containers or something like that. And that's basically where we are, Toby. So things are moving pretty quick, but it's not quick enough for us. No. And off that, Toby, what I've not mentioned is obviously you've met Neil, so me and Neil are having meetings 2 or 3 times a week at the moment, because behind the scenes, obviously we know we're going to get it, but now it's about working even harder, is to make sure we require the funding and everything we're doing to build that up, so we've got good backing behind us, and we're working on that too, along with everything else. So
that's the thing. Once the facility is handed over, or we get that signed and sealed and delivered, and we know it's yours, that's when the hard work really starts. People saying, but it's no, because the hard work's happening now. We know it's coming. It's going to come along at some point very, very soon. So we need to make sure that all these avenues are in place, whether it be talking to people about, like as you say, the changing facility. We talk about floodlights. We talk about infrastructure, even the changing about an access for an ambulance or emergency service to come in right to the pavilion.
Yes, that's all happening, Toby. So I've already had meetings with different companies who can do all the work. So that's how we've got a costing. That's how we know that roughly or how much. You're close to £2 million, Toby. That's basically what it is. It's to do what you want to do. You're close to £2 million.
And that's what people need to realise as well, Brian. It's not just you've got a pitch and that's sure you're ready to go. It's all these different factors that need to be fixed before it can be used.
Yep.
It needs to be past regulations. It needs to be fit for purpose. Not just a case of throwing out a couple of porta cabins and you can go and play football.
No.
In an ideal world, years ago, years ago we just used to get changed in a van, turn up at pitches, you know what I mean?
I know.
Now everything's done in a organised fashion and it costs money. And that's what I know that you guys are doing that behind the scene, mate. And fantastic. But as we'll see now, if things change and there's more information or there's more movement, we'll come back on and we'll let them know. Or even we'll just do a quick video regarding Amory in itself. But Brian, thanks very much for that. Because I have had a few people asking us, as I've said to you.
No.
I mean, it's always good to let them know as well that when it's what's happening behind the scenes, because I think people were really helpful in driving that as well, trying to support us, and we're very vocal in saying we should be getting our own part in the East End of Glasgow. So, good stuff. Moving on.
Actually, Toby, just on it. I was actually on, because obviously we're on to the architect stuff, to be honest. So that's something on here. If anybody's listening and they want to volunteer to be a top architect and get themselves involved, then contact us, because we've got architects, but what I'm looking for is, see the 3D effect, Toby, you get, because obviously we've got an idea what we want in the building. The parts, that's easy. You know your water part, fence, floodlights, dugout, stands and stuff. You know everything about that. But it's the building is going to be important for what we want to do, Toby, in it. So I would love somebody who can come up with, or know somebody that can do it. See that 3D effect where that's the front door. You come in the front door and it walk through and it shows you.
Somebody there is really good with software, technique, and they understand architecture and they can sort out what we're looking to do. So I definitely, as Brian says, if there's any architects out there who've got a burning desire to help a club in the East End of Glasgow, thanks very much. Come and see us, and your name will be put to it as well. You'll be doing on every document as being the saviour. Simple as that.
Because we can do it, man. It's not. You want somebody in it's top notch at it.
Aye. Moving forward, mate, we spoke about it earlier on there, and this is the moving up the tree now. So we spoke about the mini kickers, spoke about the girls' academy, spoke about the boys' academy, and then the pathways continue now. Last season it worked the 20's. We got a good 20 side last season, and we reaped the benefits of that. We've sort of moved into the senior squad, playing a few games, and learning as well, and getting an experience at that level. This season, obviously, it'll be the exact same. We'll be looking to bed in a few our 20's team, and we know that's happening already. There's a couple of guys, we'll not mention names, we don't want to embarrass them, but there is a couple of boys out there who have made the step up, and it looked very, very comfortable for their age and the 20's. And I know they'll still be playing the 20's next season if they want. That's how young they are.
That's how young they are, aye.
They're getting the opportunity, they're getting to progress, they're being invited up to the senior squad, getting some game time, and being part of that and getting to know the players, the management, along with that match day experience. How do you feel that has gone, mate? And what's different for last season to this season? How do you see it making a difference to us as a club and the setup. It'll help us. My big thing is players like that will save us money in years to come because we'll not going down that road to now, but buying players, know what I mean, so to speak.
No, definitely, Toby, because last year they done well. They started a wee bit slow, but obviously it was a building for them last year. And when they got going, you could see them developing pretty quick. And we always knew they were a young 20s last year, remember, Toby? I think there was only, out of that squad, there's only two who, one of them, wee Ross, has come up to the first team. And obviously he's had a wee stop-start because of injuries and stuff. It's just unlucky start to the season, he said. But with that, only two, so all the boys kind of stuck together. So I always knew this year was going to be big for them. Always knew they'd be competing. New management team came in. Teeny while probably with the boys to understand that and stuff. Then we changed the management team again.
Yep.
So it's been stop-start for them. But right now, in September, I'm pretty looking forward to the 20s going forward and see where they can finish this year and see how much can develop players into the first team. Obviously it's massive for the first team, but we need promotion this year, to be honest. We need that top 8 because obviously it's a learning curve for Danny and John in that it's come in, and I completely understand that. I know it is tough. They're trying to learn at this level too because it's completely different for 20s, let's be honest.
They've said it themselves that they're good. Last season was a good season for them. They had good opportunity, good players, but this opportunity for them to step into the senior ranks was too good to decline it. Know what I mean? To say no. So it's a learning curve for them as well, and we understand that. I mean, you understand it more than anybody, mate, being there and being in their shoes. You said the objective this season is most definitely anyway is promotion. Legally reconstruction's happening, so the big work can see it. So that's where we want to be. We want to be going up. We don't want to be sitting in the same division again. And we were unlucky a couple of seasons back. I was saying this, but we finished 4th with 2. I think it was like 3 points outside that opportunity. And that was due to suspensions, injuries, just at the tail end as well. You know what I mean? And it's hard. And that's a big thing this season. I know the boys started off on a couple of suspensions. A lot of people going on holiday, very slow. John and Danny are trying to get their stamp on the team, bringing in new players, finding out their level, finding out the players' level. So it's a learning curve for everybody. Even spectators who might have been thinking, "Oh, this season we'll go and do this," and then they turn up and they're like, "Oh, we're struggled a wee bit." But now they've got a settled unit, and they know what their objective is, and they know what they want to do, and that's great. They're passionate. Their will to win is great, and I'm sure they'll install that in the player, mate. As I say, starting half this season, we played a good few home games, Glasgow United's ground, and it was great for us for a variety of reasons. Close to our catchment area, it was better bus links for people to attend from Bristol, the east end of Glasgow, to come up to us. It's close to where our academy teams are based, just along, like some of them are playing at Green, some are training just at the Glasgow Girls and what have you like that. And you know what? For me, playing on a grass park is better than playing in any synthetic pitch out there in the world. It's irrelevant how good the park is, how good the synthetic pitch is, or how it's 5G, 10G. It's just been laid yesterday. Playing on a grass park is a be all and end all for football. And that's what we go at that at Glasgow United's pitch. But what I was going to say is there no possibility that maybe next season the league could look at opportunity for, say, a longer stay, maybe a couple of seasons until we get sorted out?
Well, I think, obviously, I'm hoping this time next year we will be started work on Amory. There's no doubts about that. We will definitely be starting work on it. Will it be for a long for us to play in the west of Scotland? Probably not. You know what I'm talking about. But will we be tied up for winter this stage next Christmas? I'm hopeful of that. Mm-hmm. That's our goal, to make sure next year we're playing out of there at some stage. It's just down to obviously the work. You know yourself with weather, Toby, here in Scotland. So if you're putting a new synthetic part down, it's it's weather, because it's down to the glue. The glue needs to take to the pitch, and so there's no point in trying to build an Astro in between November to probably March.
Because it could be snowing, it could be icy, it's bucketing the rain.
So you're talking about after that, if we get behind the scenes, that's why it's given us a wee bit of time. We'll have it all tied in. It gives us a wee bit of time to get the funding in and speak to even commercial people and funders out there. Because right now, behind the scenes, I'm trying to get a presentation sorted, so when I can go to people and funders and stuff like that. But I didn't want to do that until we had the paperwork signed.
Aye, definitely. Because what you're really saying there is, to me, listening, we've got the wheels in motion that as and when it's signed across, we can say, right, listen, see in a month from now, we're getting the ball rolling. The guys are coming to dig up that ground. The guys are coming to move this. The guys are coming to lay in these foundations and start building on the park. Know what I mean? So we'll have a plan in place. And if it means it's November, then we're not going to be doing anything new because there's no point. We'll wait to springtime and then we'll take a big run at it. And then that wee bit of space between November to the spring gives us even more time to get more focus, get more ideas together, put more plans in place and have everything ready so that when it does come to spring and the first shovels to be dug in the ground, we're ready to go and it's full steam ahead. Know what I mean?
Well, did you see the thing today with Blantyre? Wally Hockey, Tom Boyd and stuff like that, and first shovel in the ground.
Aye, brand new facility built up just behind where they're actually based on that old ash. And so they'll get like sort of the lights are already there, but they'll just get upgraded, know what I mean? So they'll use the same, maybe just use the same trunking, take out the old wires, put in new wires, just pull them through. So they're not really doing a lot of groundwork on that side yet. The groundwork, all your cables are already in place. You're just upgrading them, know what I mean? And that's going to be brilliant for them. But for us, obviously, we were very lucky and fortunate that we were allowed. The league did us allow us to share, but also that Glasgow United were very willing to let us share the ground for that period of time. I mean,
well, even the hospitality, Toby, we sat and had a few beers after the game, and
I'm going to touch on, mate. Not just on letting us run, but their guidance as well. You know, saying like you could do this, you could put on hospitality, you could maybe try that and go back into our facility and utilise that and use it and bring the other team in. And that's something we've no go at. We've never had, because we've never had our own venue, but that'll be something that we'll be looking to put right, obviously, when we get rain. But I just get in it. It's a different environment, atmosphere. You can sit back and relax. Being local, we didn't need the car. We could have a couple of beers and then just get up and go up the road. Know what I mean? So it is different, and that is another income as well. You know what I mean? You've got another income generating on a match day as well, where players maybe go in. Well, no players because they'll be in for a pint of volley game, but players come in after the game. But your spectators can go in before it, half time, and then at full time. Know what I mean? And
that's where the hospitality hangs on. But we've kind of spoke about. And you know, the people, like I've talked about the experts that all turned up last week to the game. They would love to have hospitality. You know that, Toby? You know them? They would love to turn up hospitality and have a pie and beers and that and stay at the end and then go on with their nights. And I think it could be successful. I know it will be. It's no.
Listen, Brian, I was at Clydebank versus Linlithgow Rose at the weekend. Last weekend, the cup game, Scottish game, because we were doing a radio show for it. The hospitality there was, see that, what they put on, it was first class, mate. They had like the buffet on the table and the people served you. You didn't even need to get out your seat. You brought you your drink here. As soon as your drink was finishing, they got you another drink. I came in at half time, they had you a wee half ready and all that. You had your pies, your tea, your coffee, a cake. All these wee things, you know what I mean, make a difference. So much so that there's me and a couple of boys going down on the 5th of October for a day. You know what I mean? So I know what you're saying there. The boys who come and watch us, they would really love that, just to sit there an hour before it, couple of beers, kind of have time for another beer, watch the game, then go back in for a wee hour after it. You know what I mean? And then go and enjoy the rest of the night. But maybe we could talk all night realistically, but pretty conscious of the time that wrapping it up. So thanks very much.
I've just watched 2-0 City.
I'm pretty conscious of time, but thanks very much for coming on again, Brian, and giving us a wee insight into not just the academy, but obviously what we're trying to do and build for the future, right? For the mini kickers, to the academy teams, development, seniors, and also Amoree, because that is a big thing for us, a venue to home for the next 100, well, the next 45 year, 40, what is it, 79? It'll be 50 year when it comes. No,
40.
40 year. The next milestone's 50 year for the club. We want that for another at least 50 anyway. But mate, thanks very much. Been a pleasure. There's only one thing left to say at the end of these. Monistar.